Controversy! What is going on, guys? My name is Nico and I welcome you yet to another video. Today, guys, it is pretty simple. As always, we are gonna talk about the 5 strongest commander pairings that are in the game. Now, before we jump straight into that, there are 3 important honorable mentions that I need to mention. I won't talk about them a lot because I don't want to, but it's very important to say that place 4, place 5, and all of these honorable mentions can be replaced by each other. It really depends what you want more, but in my opinion, I made the list pretty simple and decently, so yeah. First runner-up on my honorable mention is gonna be Shajar paired with Zhongli. And the reason why it is on the honorable mentions and not in the top 5 is because I don't like Shajar that much. She has a lot of super high skill damage. We're gonna take a look here. 2.8 thousand damage factor. That is just through the roof. This is a lot of that's a lot, alright. She also has some archer health bonus and march speed bonus, some more healing, some more buffs and debuffs for her. So she is really good, but in my opinion, it's just not enough. Although she has the highest single target damage, it's just not enough. I don't think in general that this is the best commander pairing. And yes, Shajar is great, and Zhongli always boosts her. Like he just busts her because Zhongli is just so strong, and he will always be so strong. But that is basically it. Now another very important commander pairing that is in the honorable mentions, and I think it is the weakest in the honorable mention, is gonna be Huo Qubing paired with William. Huo, best commander for 1v1s, an assassin that smites everybody who are in his way. He's just so good. But in the open field, if we talk about specifically the murder ball, he's not the best option. And William is great, alright? He is really good. AoE damage factor, march speed, this is really good. No buffs for skill damage once his active skill is set. A lot of stats, some nice instant proc damage here, and defense. Really good commander, but he's just so old. And his AoE skill damage is just a small fan for 3 troops, and it's not through the roof, so really depends. I'm ranking him in the honorable mentions. Like with Huo, you need Huo. Huo is the guy who pushes this commander pairing. But that is it. I mean, I don't even think he is in the honorable mention anymore. He is great, don't get me wrong, but there are just better commander pairings as it stands right now. And now that we have talked about Huo, let's also use Huo paired with Nevsky, the single target merchant, the strongest 1v1 commander pairing in the game. Huo Qubing paired with Alexander Nevsky. There is so much to love about Nevsky, there is so much to love about Huo, but like I said, Nevsky is great, Huo is even better in my opinion, but there is no AoE. So in a murder ball, it will deal so much damage. It will be so strong. It will be so heavy single target damage that it will outperform almost everybody in a 1v1 situation. But in a murder ball, you really want a lot of AoE because the AoE is just so strong. And unfortunately, although Alexander the Great has a super debuff and a lot to love about Alexander the Great, and the same goes for Huo Qubing, it's just single target damage, and I don't see neither of these honorable mentions in the top 5. But I understand if some people would take any of these honorable mentions into the top 5. Now, before we jump straight into the top 5, it's very important to say that I'm not including Rnar Lothbrok. The reason behind it is pretty simple. I haven't played with him. I don't know what exactly he does. I mean, I've read his skills, yeah, duh, but we don't know how he's gonna look in the open field. There were some testings that went really great, but until we see him in the open field, we can't for sure say if Rnar paired with Skipio is the top 3, is the top 1, or isn't even in top 5. And that's why although he already somehow is in the game, he also isn't. So like I don't want to use him in the top 5. So this list is without Ragnar Lodbrok Prime. Anyways, let's jump straight into the top 5. On place 5, it is gonna be Leuch paired with Alex, and I understand a lot of people will be like, what the hell, why are you using Alexander the Great? There is a lot to love about Alex. He has a pretty decent-ish shield, but what is really important on his active skill, up to 3 nearby enemy troops takes 30% more damage for 4 seconds. I mean, come on, that's just the best debuff in the game, right? He also has instant proc. He is immune to all damage reducing debuffs. This is really nice. The healing reduction, sure, against Shajar and new healing commander, this is really nice. Also, he is pretty decentish against Huo because Huo has a lot of healing, and healing reduction, I mean, for sure, that's not bad. So yeah. Also, the Leuch paired with Alex, it is the fastest march on, like, fastest infantry march on paper and in the open field. Also, Alex has so many stats. He has 30% attack, he has 40% attack or 30% defense, 20% more defense in the relic, and 6% less normal damage, which is really good against Leuch, William Wallace, Gorgo, and I think some ranged commanders have also smite damage. So Alex is not bad. He is not the greatest commander, and in my opinion, in like 1, 2, or 3 years, he'll be completely benched, just like Guan is right now. But he is still playable, and because of Leuch, it is just a so strong commander pairing. And the reason why I'm ranking it higher is because Leuch is obviously the strongest commander in the game, but he buffs, like Alexander the Great buffs Leuch so much, and also makes Leuch immune to so many things, and also gives Leuch pretty high instant proc, of course, but also a lot of defense, a lot of march speed, and a shield. That's why I really want to rank this commander pairing so high, because in my opinion, Leuch just claps everybody in the game. So yeah, like, obviously, duh. Moving on, we have the commander pairing that a lot of people actually do have, but not me. It is gonna be Alexander Nevsky paired with Zhongli and Prime. The reason why we should love this commander pairing is Alexander Nevsky has a pretty decent defense debuff, which is in Murder Ball really strong. But what really pops up is Zhongli Prime with her free target AoE damage factor that pops up twice if you have her 4th skill on 5, which is really nice. Also some stats in here, which is always really good, but that's not what she's known for. She is known for having a double AoE damage, which is so good. I mean, come on, Zhongli Prime is so good. And with Nevsky, that is arguably the strongest Cav commander. I think Zhongli Prime, Huo, and Nevsky are so close to each other right now. We really need some Cav commander that's gonna be through the roof, just like Zhuge Liang and Leuch, just so we have one super powerful cavalry commander. So yeah, this commander pairing is, in my opinion, on place 4. I understand if some people rank it higher or lower. Like I said, top 4, top 5, like these two are in between with the honorable mentions. You can exchange that if you don't like something on my list. Anyways, this is my list, so I'm gonna rank that by myself. Moving on, we got William Wallace paired with Leuch, and I know I've done a video where I'm saying Alex is better than William Wallace, and I stand by that. I really do like the commander pairing of Alex more than William Wallace, but the reason why I rank William Wallace higher than Alexander the Great is pretty simple. He will stay in the game much longer than Alex. Alex has like 2, maybe 3 years of longevity, and after that he will be dead. Unless he gets like something like a super relic museum buff, or we get Alexander the Great Prime or something, but that's highly unlikely. So yes, William Wallace will have much higher longevity. That's why I rank William Wallace paired with Leuch a little higher. From a game perspective and open field perspective, I would rank them pretty much at the same or similar level. Because Wallace on paper has a little more damage, but has less stats, is slower, has no debuffs or buffs, which Alex has, but he has more damage. And of course, he has the Smite tree that a lot of people like. I'm not the biggest fan of Smite tree, but it is what it is. I mean, he also buffs Leuch, and every commander that buffs Leuch is good. So yeah, Wallace, Leuch, plays free on my list. Now moving on to another infantry commander pairing, which is gonna be Skipio Africanus paired with Leuch. And again, I understand if some people like Wallace more, some people don't. For me, Scipio is still the second strongest infantry commander in the game, although I think Rnar will outperform him a little bit, but not by much. Scipio is just the second strongest commander in the game, like infantry commander in the game, after Leuch. And they have a very, very nice synergy. You also don't need to expertise him, you need only a 5-5-5-1 Scipio Africanus and you will be Gucci. He has the support tree, which is arguably the strongest talent tree. I think the support tree claps Smite tree, the skill tree, the infantry tree. I think it is the strongest tree that we have in the game as it stands now. Although I really do like the skill trim damage tree and of course the Smite tree. Support tree is the strongest. It makes you a little bit more tankier and it also gives you a lot of rage, so it is very nice. Scipio, there is so much to love about Scipio. AoE, super debuff, stats, march speed, and bonus march speed, which is always really good. And of course, again, health bonus, additional damage factor, yeah, some shielding here, damage reduction. Really nice, good commander. His expertise is not so strong paired with Leuch, but it is still very okay. And yeah, it boosts only Scipio, so yeah, Scipio benefits from Guan, but because Leuch is just so much better than Guan, yeah, I think Scipio is gonna be just outside, just he's gonna be there. Now the last commander pairing and arguably the best commander pairing in the game is gonna be Zhongli paired with Herman, and the reason behind it is pretty simple. Herman applies a lot of poison stacks. What does Zhongli do the best? Well, he deals so much damage. Poison stacks means more damage, and of course he also has AoE damage factor, but that's not what he's known for. He's a super debuffer in the game, and it boosts Zhongli, who already has through the roof damage. And it will deal more and more damage, which is very important. Every kingdom that has a lot of Hermans most likely wins in the late game, or they just clap. Archers are late game stuff and they are very powerful. If you have everything on archers correctly, Herman Prime with Zhouch or Zhouch with Herman, it is such a powerful commander pairing. You can play with whether you want Herman Prime primary or Zhouch primary. I'd use Zhouch primary and Herman secondary. There are some people using it the other way. I don't understand that. Although the support tree is better than the skill tree, in this case you really want to go all in for the damage. You don't care about anything else. Zhouch needs the damage and Herman supports his damage super well. So yes, this is the best commander pairing in the game, and I think it's not even close, at least not yet, until we get like something like a even higher buffer for Leuch than Alex is. I think Herman with Zhouch will always, or at least for a while, stand on top of everybody. Anyways, this is it. This was my list. If you have something to add, or if you got something that you don't like, just write it in the comments. I will always answer all the comments. And I'll see you in the next time. Goodbye.